noticed by now that outside political action committees are flooding our state with commercials trying to influence this race. Mr. Scott, you've said that the Planned Parenthood ads that are running against you are deceptive for implying that you'd restrict abortion. Ms. Minter is portrayed by the Republican Governors Association as a bobblehead and a puppet of Peter Shumlin, ready to raise lots of new taxes.
What do I get?
If you would please set the record straight. Ms. Minter, let's start with you.
Well, let's talk about what's happening in this election, because money is pouring into this state. The Republican Governors Association, whose largest funder are the oil billionaire Koch brothers, have actually already spent over $2 million to defeat me. Now, you know, I've just had an incredible weekend with Bernie Sanders, traveling around, meeting thousands of Vermonters who are excited about the opportunities to address the key issues: livable wage jobs, affordable college, and dealing with climate change. And you know, I have to say, what I know is so important is that, sorry, Phil, but these people know that Vermont is not for sale in this election.
Mr. Lee.
Well, you see three of us up here. I'm the only one that has a bobblehead doll. So, you know, Phil's wrong. You shouldn't have that. It's a terrible prank, and it probably is the Koch brothers. Those two jerks have been behind everything from George W. Bush, Halliburton. They're the ones that had Rumsfeld go in there and say, "Oh, I didn't shake hands with Saddam Hussein." And then they go back and show him the footage, and he goes, "Yeah, that looks a lot like me." You know, so don't believe. I'm the only guy. I've taken $20. I took $20 from a guy from Wisconsin. He was 91 years old, and he had a hospital ban. He'd already seen our hospital system here. I said, "Sir, I don't want your money." He says, "You have to take it because I've already sold it for $40, the canceled check." So you're right. You got to get rid of Citizens United. All the things we're talking about in the state, all our problems will go away if you get rid of money in politics. Citizens United, get rid of that. You know, get in someone in our Supreme Court that has the guts to vote.
Mr. Scott?
I think it is unfortunate to have some of the ads that have run against both Sue and myself during this campaign. I've never run a negative ad in my entire political life. This is my 9th election. Never done it, never will. I think it's unfortunate. But as we've seen with this last ad with Planned Parenthood, here, I'm pro-choice. When they talked on the national level about defunding Planned Parenthood, I said that's a bad idea. I think they do great work for women's health, and I think we should preserve them. I went and visited them, so I'm one that promotes them. And yet there's an ad that comes out that's funded by the Democratic Governors Association. They put $350,000 into Vermont Planned Parenthood to work against me. And I think it's so unfortunate when you have this division, when you try and create these wedges, when you're having people that really understand and are trying to do what's best for Vermont to work against you in that fashion.
Do you disavow the bobblehead ad?
Yeah, I think it's nothing that I would run. I think it's terrible.
Ms. Minter, do you disavow the Planned Parenthood ad?
What I can say is, Phil, welcome to my world. This has been happening.
It's been happening to me as well, Sue. You know, I mean,
and
it's
the other
both
thing
of us.
I want to say is that it isn't just the outside groups. Phil, I heard today on the radio say things that he knows is untrue. He has said that I am planning to support a carbon tax, which every single time I've been asked, and we've been on the same programs together, and he continues to say those things. So I want to make sure we do talk about the issues, because that's what matters. But let's make sure we try to be accurate. Neither of us have control over outside groups, and we'll make sure that we try to keep the record straight.
Now, I'm squeaking clean on this.
She hasn't answered the question yet, though.
Final word.
Sue hasn't answered the question. You asked about whether she disavowed.
The Planned Parenthood ad.
And
Do you take,
she didn't
Mr.
answer.
Scott at his word on that?
Well, I think I am the only candidate who actually supports a woman's right to choose without exceptions.
Me too.
And I think that isn't. Okay, I'll say
But
one of
that's normal. We're right. We're the future. You know, I'm telling you, you got to get rid of all this stuff because everybody has rights. Black Lives Matter. women's rights matter. Why we have these problems, why are we even bringing up any of these slogans out there? Because I'm embarrassed to be an American this year. I am embarrassed. That's why I live in Vermont. I chose Vermont to get away from this stuff, and what does it do? It follows me up into the Northeast Kingdom. I want to get rid of the border. I want to go north, the Second Vermont Republic. Let's go.
Let's move on to the next subject.
It deserves an answer because the vice presidential candidate on the Democratic side is pro-life. And I don't see any Planned Parenthood ads running against him. I just think it's so unfortunate. And when you talk about the carbon tax, you say that you haven't promoted it. But you haven't said that you'd veto it either. We talked about this earlier, and it never came out of your mouth.
She was pretty clear a few minutes ago, but we got to move on
So
to another
we can talk about the issue
subject.
on choice, because I think it's worth mentioning that at a time when there are over 400 bills sponsored in legislatures across this country restricting a woman's right to choose, when we have a man running for president who boasts about sexually assaulting women, it is important to recognize that we need a governor in Vermont who is going to stand up for a woman's right to choose without exception.